Okay, so in the last part, I'm talking about the Siu Lin Tao training. So right now, Daniel is going to share with us on his Siu Lin Tao training. So it take about how long? A few months, almost a year, right? So can you please share for us with us so that people know how is the training of the 1850 Siu Lin Tao?
Cool. Yeah, sure, I'd be happy to. Okay. Well, before I'd learned 1850 unit, I was just an instructor of Ip Man Wing Chun. I learned all the three forms and the dummy. And it's such a different learning process between 1850s Unit Tao and the four forms of Ip Man Wing Chun that I learned. For instance, with Ip Man Wing Chun, it was all about moving my elbow forwards. All my awareness was on just my elbow and keeping my hand on the center line and sometimes flexing my wrist as well. And that was about as deep as it got. My positions had to be precise. But as far as awareness of my body, literally just controlling the elbow. Which of course brings questions, doesn't it? Like what do you do with the rest of the body? Which naturally come and but anyway, I started learning 1850s Siu Lin Tao from Henrik after I'd learned his Wing Chun technology class and his human operating system class. So I had a bit of and his 613 class. So I had a bit of an idea of 613, little tasters of it. Yeah, and it changes from the very start. Just from where you stand. It's not just you just stand with your feet in a certain position, tuck your tailbone. There's none of that. It's not. You've got to really be aware of all your seven bows, but particularly the lower four bows of your legs and hips. The way I used to practice by holding, like I turn my feet inwards, in like that, which would put a lot of strain on my legs. But then learning the new way to stand, where I just feel really light, which by loosening all my bows and making sure that the back muscles were connected in my legs, and that my breathing and everything then goes deep with it. Yeah, that's already so much different. The amount of awareness that just takes, and just you have to know your body just to when you're standing.
So it's tough, right?
Yeah, it is. There's a lot. There's a lot just in the basic stance.
So Raymond, you go through it now. So now when you share, what do you learn? What is the difference with learning this 1850 Siu Lin Tao compared with what all the form you learned before?
The main difference is that what you do now is helping you, and before it was only techniques. You have a stand and you move your techniques, hand techniques, and you have to learn to follow hand techniques, and that was it. Now you have the breathing, the mind. Now you lose your body. The chi flow has to come up. Um, how you move your body. Yeah, you're aware of your body. You sense little things. That was never in the old ways. I did also Wing Chun and all those things, and it's all with the standard moves and different moves, but not like this. This is for me what I always want to learn because there's so much depth in it, and the purpose is recovery you have in the SLT and the engine and yeah the all the other score and yeah, this is for me it's amazing. You have to put a lot of effort in it to understand it and to make it your own and keep on learning. That's the main thing. Every time you recognize something new, and yeah, it's for me it's the way it has to be.
The issue here is this. The ancient disregard is Wing Chun 1850 or Shaolin. And the ancient, earlier than 1800. It is a technology. It has its in-depth things there. It is not up for like today's people love to learn a few words and then they're going to create their stuff. So for example, yesterday somebody messaged me after I put out that I shared that karate versus Wing Chun video. And instead of watching into the video, understand what is going on, what is the plum flower footwork, then this person is saying that, oh, this is the same with karate, this is the same with this type of karate, that type of karate. I was in Kyokushin for so many decades. Is those things what I'm talking about have anything to do with karate stuff? Have anybody? No. Clearly the basic of this the plum flower footwork, as I explained to you on that video yesterday, the half steps. What people don't know about those things, and then invented their stuff. So you look around today with the plum flower footwork in Wing Chun. Is there anything got to do with the ancient plum flower footwork? And plum flower is from Shaolin, Songshan Shaolin Temple. It's not from your Fujian Shaolin. So if you say that Wing Chun is from Fujian Shaolin, it created by Mui or Jisim, then I ask you questions like in the pattern. Where is the plum flower footwork come from? So are you stealing somebody's, you're copying somebody's pattern or what? And why it never exists in the Southern Shaolin, it exists by writing from the Songshan Shaolin. So the issue, the same with the Siu Lin Tao. You call it this Siu Lin Tao, that Siu Lin Tao. I'm going to do the folk Sao this way and everywhere. Everybody want to have their way. But do one really know what is that about?
All they do is what the teacher tells them, and then they take that right, and that's the gospel, because as far as they know, they're teaching us best. And everyone thinks with techniques anyway, they don't notice what's happening with the body, and they don't think about how to breathe in. Or anything like that, it doesn't even enter the head these days.
So the issue is for this past 100 or so, especially for this past 80 years, it become a Wing Chun marketing, saying that everybody can have their interpretations.
Mm.
So everybody can be teacher, grandmaster, they interpret whatever they are. The concept of Wing Chun is just a concept. Actually, it's a marketing push. And the guy who do that have no idea what it is, but it is a marketing thing that you learn from me, and then you can go interpret your own stuff. Okay. So everybody have their own Siu Lin Tao, whatever. But up to today, the serious problem is you cannot even develop the very basic.
Yeah, no, because of the body of the art, right?
Right?
The body of the art, you can just do what you want with your hands, can't you? And sure, you can make up what you want just because you're violating.
Because you don't know. Okay.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
so be a straight talk. You just don't know what it is, so you're making up there. So, however, if you look at the Japanese, especially Okinawan, they know what it is. So now you got a problem, and actually, for the past 100 years, so all this Wing Chun is just a philosophy. Wing Chun is just a concept. And the other day, I saw YouTube saying that Wing Chun is just teaching you the structure and the straight line punching like a Western boxing. These are all from people who have no idea what is going on.
Yeah.
Because as yesterday when I shared that that half step video, who said that Wing Chun do not teach you how to fight? Who said that Wing Chun, the way how you teach and the way how you fight is different? Who said that it's different? It is clearly written. But those who keeping inventors do not know what it is. So because they don't know, like it's very simple, right? So like Daniel, you learn Siu Lin Tao from me. I teach you garbage, and you don't know. You say, "Well, Hendrik teach me this." And mine is from Hendrik. And then because you don't know, then you want to teach your student. Then you say, "This is the Daniel way." Okay. So this is called what? Daniel lineage of 1850s Wing Chun. Now, if you guys over here who learned the 1850 Siu Lin Tao, you better know that all of you guys going through the same training. Okay?
Yeah.
If you create those kind of stuff like this is my lineage, this is the way how I do it, guess what? I don't have to come out from my grave to go for you. Everybody will say, what the heck you are doing, okay? Because the ancient 1850s writing, the Quinquit, remember? You guys go through all the Quinquit, the writing, don't say that, right? So you don't even have a lineage. You just you have to say, I don't know, okay? Instead of saying that I have a lineage. So this is a problem with the Siu Lin Tao. That is why the Siu Lin Tao actually mess up. Okay. And that's why we need to go through that really tedious stuff, like Daniel talked about. You have to stand this way, your lower bowls, and so forth, right? Now, from this, now let's get to like Raymond. Raymond, when you teach your student, do you use the heart rate right now, the heart rate monitoring to check your student?
Yes. It make a lot of difference in the training because the students are more thinking what they are doing and not just running around, and I think they're doing it good. And like the recovery, the fitness, and the high intensity training, when you come close and you punch very fast, you come in the danger zone, and yeah, there are a lot of things that you can see that the heart rate is going up or down, and it makes it really realistic, so you know what you are doing, not just doing something. And if you don't know, it's good, but this is much better. than before. It's a real training, and you can explain much more what you are doing. So it's for progress.
So you guys out there might not know what I'm doing. So in my book, Decoding Wing Chun, this is the training. That's called training intensity. So there's a recovery training, there's the fitness training, there's the strength training. So over here, it actually associates with your heart rate. And so what that Raymond do here is actually in his class, you still loan those heart rate tracker to your student, right? Every class, he loaned it out. So when they do a certain training, say if it's a fitness training, he can check the heart rate of the student. It has to be inside here. If it's a strengthening training, you have to be in the strengthening training. So everybody have very specifically know what it is. So it is like Nimjo in the part 1 talk about the breathing, the heart rate, and so forth. While Nimjo, you still have your Garmin with you, right? So
yeah, I still have it, yeah.
So you have to have that. And at one point, Nimjo is messaging me, say, well, Hendrik, my heart rate won't come down when I'm relaxing. Remember?
Yeah, that was 2 years ago. That was serious, yeah.
So you need to do that. You know, are we going to train fast, high speed for sparring? Sure. But you better get that recovery, the fitness, and everything on your hand. And this is not about talking about, I wrote a book, this is put a Grandmaster's Hendrik photo here with E.T. or Superman or Dracula, you know. It's not, it's that you need to get to your class, and then as Raymond here, if the student is not ready for the strengthening training, stop it. Otherwise, you're going to damage the body. And this get back to like the Garcia, Rickson Garcia's interview or podcast. If you look at it about breathing, when Rickson Garcia talk about breathing with your heart rate and so forth. You need to have that type of training, okay? Be it for your health, for your fitness, for your fighting. If you don't have that handle, you're facing somebody who have all this handle. How are you going to face it?
Can I say something?
Sure.
What I'm learning now with the watch and the heart rate is that when you practice more and more and recognize the heart rate, you listen to your body, you can refer to your watch how you doing, but you can do it without a watch because you recognize more and more things if you are better in it. I always use my watch, but sometimes I am not have a lot of energy. I think by myself in the day before, oh, I go to train, and then I wake up and I walk and then I do something and think I'm not fit. And you recognize that you're not healthy at that moment, that your energy level is low. So I don't go training, I rest. And all those things you can learn with if you work with the watch and your body, like the 6-core, the 633, and it's like the breathing. You can, if you practice, you can notice your breathing and that you can that your heart rate is going down. It's possible too.
Now,
like
can I add? Wait,
sure.
Daniel, you can go.
Sure. Go ahead.
Can I add to that, Raymond? Yeah, I totally agree that, you know, when I'm doing N1 training, which is deep recovery, at the beginning, you know, you're really checking each session that you do. And you're surprised by the results because you think maybe that you've done it properly, and then you see that actually your body hasn't relaxed. But as you become more and more proficient in it, like you said, you even know before you check your watch after the session has happened if you've recovered. You know, you can feel it in your eyes. You can feel it the tips of your fingers. You can feel what you've done. You've learned how to be aware of your body. You know, you've learned how to know what you're doing. And that kind of goes back to what you were saying, Daniel, as well, Raymond. A lot of people are, you know, they don't like to feel like they don't know, especially sifus. They don't like to feel they don't know, which is why they always automatically say, oh yeah, well that's like Cholifa, or that's like Honga, or that's like what I'm doing in Tai Chi, you know. And they always like to look at, oh, that's what I'm doing in BJJ or wrestling. They always like to look for a comparative, and you're saying, no, it's something different. But people just don't like to feel they don't know, so they fill in the gaps with what they think they know or what they know, right? So it's different when you do it over a long period of time.
Now, the reason, like, again, in this book, right? So I'm pushing it, right? Not true. Let me share with you. I'm pushing for this. Can you read it?
Yeah.
It's called Training and Scientific Tracking. So, do I use this watch when I go sparring? Of course not. Do you, I mean, when you go sparring, when you go have a fight in the ring, do you use this watch like Daniel here? Of course not. But you know what? In the training, because you have that, you have tracking. So as what Nimjo and Raymond say here, you know your body state. You know, hey man, my gas is over. Okay, you know I cannot do another 30 seconds. And the issue of this is because, are you going to pay me 10,000 US red package so that I have a certifications for you that you learn Siu Lin Tao from me or the Wing Chun technology? I don't want that. What I want is you use this watch. So, because you know, like the N1 process, Nimjo, you know right away, you are there or not. And when Rickson Gracia said in his interview, said he's gonna take a rest first before his fight, you know what he's going to get inside that. You know what type of state, right? So if you don't know this, and then you say, well, this like, as you say, like Honga, it's like this, it's like Tai Chi, it's like this, what the heck are you talking about? While in the real fighting, like Rickson Gracia description, you have no idea what it is. So your world, your Kung Fu world is living somewhere else, where everybody speak the language of science. Today, you completely have no idea what it is. So that's why I said, everybody need to have this to train so that you know you are trained in the recovery, the fitness, or the strengthening. And once you are good at it, in the fight, you know, hey, I cannot go this far, or I have only have this much fuel left. Either I KO him or I'm going to tie him, right? So this is the thing I want to ask Daniel. Daniel, when you fight with all your friends, you know, different from Muay Thai, MMA, and so forth, do this kind of thing exist?
Yes, of course, many times. We sometimes do, you know, let's say 10 to 15 rounds, so about 2 minutes, and then we do 3 minutes. Of course, I'm out of gas sometimes, but I feel it because I know my limits. I know even if I don't wear a watch like Raymond said or Nimjo, it's like you feel it. You feel it. You're aware of your body. You know, okay, I have to take a break for at least 2-3 rounds, like I did before. 2 months ago, was so out of gas, and I said, okay, I have to take a rest. Okay, so I do it because I listen to my body. This is really important. You learn it with your watch, and once you learn it, you know your limitation, you feel it. You don't need the watch because when you spar, you don't have a watch. Even I do also grappling or BJJ. I don't wear a watch, so I know how to handle my body. I know how to handle my breathing, and this is really important because unless if you go, like heart rate zone 5 for 1 minute, you're out of gas. And even younger people, even people who are younger than me, that have the same problem. So they go and try to, you know. To cope with it and say, okay, I do 1 minute or 10 seconds, 20 seconds, depends on how long it lasts. So you do the 30 seconds and then you go down and try to control him, to get more breathing, so more breath. So that's the way I do it. But sometimes I say, okay, I have to take a rest for at least 2 rounds because I'm out of gas, which is normal. This is human.
See,
Okay.
This is the thing. Is that good that you learn BJJ? Yes. Why? You learn 1850s Wing Chun. It is great that you learn BJJ. Why? Because General Chi Guang in 1560, the first rule here saying that what you don't know is going to get you. What you don't know is going to get you. Okay? But you need to know that you are doing Wing Chun 1850. Like yesterday, I said Wing Chun 1850. If you're proficient with it, you spar a lot, you know, like Daniel right now, for sure, you're going to shoot in, you're going to feel in, and you're going to have the forehand fight, right? I mean, that's the characteristic. You fight as what you train as what you fight. Now, is that good to know the BJJ? Sure. You want to learn, they are expert. So that's why I just now comment on even like if you listen to Rickson Gracia, you know you can learn something with it. Now, on the other hand, other people can learn from you too. Like for example, you have this breathing thing. Like Daniel have studied the 6 healings, breath, and all this breathing stuff with me. Well, you ask him when he going roll within the BJJ, does he use that thing for your breathing and everything?
Yes, of course, because it's really important. I mean, this 6 healing breath is, you're aware of your heart, you're aware of your. I can't explain it because people who have never been through it, the 6 healing breath is completely different because you're aware of everything inside your body. So, like the liver, the stomach, or your kidneys or your heart, your lungs, and this helps a lot. So the more aware you are of your body, the better it is for you. So you know your limitations.
Now,
any kind.
So the issue is that right now here, there is no such thing as I am the grandmaster, the king of the world. I am the style is best style. No, this is all educations. Okay, and you need to get it. That's why I'm pushing people to crazy on this kind of thing, and then because you need to actually really know what you are doing. No more about mind power, chi power, all this, and then when you get into real thing, you don't know what it is. Okay, so today I like to get everybody to share with you here. Like I tell everybody here, it is about the 1850s Wing Chun. You treat it like an art as a technology. Don't treat it like a tribal, like you join this tribal or join this cult. If you go for tribal and cult, guarantee you're going to hell. Why? 460 years ago, in 1560, the General Qi Guang, I want to read you here, tell you the top Wing Chun secret or top Kung Fu secret. top Chinese secret. Don't believe in all those mumbo jumbo chi. This is the top Chinese secret. So Qi Ji Guang say, Ji Xiao refer to evidence-based and effective. Xin Su refers to a book that keeps pace with time. It is based on traditional method and it is not restricted by traditional method. What you don't know is going to get you. So you have to learn. That is the truth of Chinese secret. Yi Jing, the book of change. What does it mean? It means that you continue to learn and grow. It's not like I have a grandmaster called Hendrik Santo. He's in Silicon Valley. He knows every shit in the world. And then you learn from him, you know everything. Forget about it. Okay? So I want to leave with everybody here who watched this thing today. There is no such thing as the ultimate boxing or whatever. Forget about it. I just read you just now for 460 years ago what General Qi Ji Guang, the top general of China, who influenced the martial art of China in the past 460 years, said. Okay? So even in Zen and everything is keeping learning, keeping growing, treat everybody the same, and not a cult, and do not want to get into the tribal. Why? What you don't know is going to get you. So you're keeping learning, okay? Be happy. You don't have anything to prove. You can just only keeping learning. So great, time is up, and thank you for everybody for sharing. I know that many people in the world might get into a shock of this video. And yes, 1850 Wing Chun today is already get into scientific training. That's the only way let everybody know what is going on and be able to help everybody disregard of what style to get better. So see you guys. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye. Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.